Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to ESPN First Take. I'm your host, Brandon Stillman, along with
Raj Lele.
Chuck Averill.
We're going to be discussing multiple sports topics around the world. Our first one is stacked NBA teams, including the newly formed Warriors, along with Kevin Durant. Raj, what are your thoughts on Kevin Durant and the Golden State Warriors?
So I think there's a huge trade-off in getting Durant. As you can see, the Golden State Warriors had to unload a lot of their bench. So I don't think it's really stacked. I mean, I think they have really good starters and they'll have a lot of potential to win games. But I think this season shows that even though you can do really well in the regular season, the playoffs are going to still be a struggle.
All right, Chuck, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, look, we all know the Warriors probably, even if their bench is a little weaker, they're going to be the number one seed. They're too loaded of a team to not be a number one seed right now. If you have 4 of the top 10 players, you have to be good. Your expectations are so high, you have to meet them. And I think the Warriors can.
So you're thinking the Warriors, it's championship or bust?
Pretty much. I mean, if you build a super team like this, you pretty much have to win. Because there's so much weight on your shoulders.
I think this is the year because Durant has the opt-out next season, Curry's a free agent next season, Thompson's a free agent in a couple seasons. So this is probably their year, and that's probably why they loaded it up, stacked it, and then maybe we'll disband. We'll see.
Yeah, I think it was a good move to allow this, unlike when Chris Paul was going to go to the Lakers and the NBA denied it. Do you think they should have done that with Kevin Durant?
I think it's just because it's a short-term contract. I don't think it's necessary to do that, but I do see your point because Chris Paul is he's a really good player, and going to the Lakers, who at the time were also really good, made it stacked, and it's the same position here.
All right, Chuck, what are your thoughts on that?
I agree with Raj because it's not like it's probably not going to be a long-term thing. So the NBA, it would be kind of weird for the NBA just to veto it because it's not going to be a long-term thing. It's going to be like LeBron in Miami. It's going to be a few years, and then he's going to go to another team and try to win things.
Our next topic is NFL sleepers. First, Raj, what is your team that you think will beat expectations and take it to the next level this season?
I think that the Indianapolis Colts will come back out of their slump. This year they lost Andrew Luck for a majority of the season, and I think that he's going to be healthy this season. He's going to help the team get back to the playoffs. They'll be strong, and we'll see what happens. I think they'll make it to the AFC Championship. They're on the rise.
All right, Chuck,
Well,
who's your sleeping team?
people will laugh at this. Who knows? The Cleveland Browns might be good this year. I mean, they've been bad for so long. Who knows? They're probably going to be 7-9, 8-8, or 6-10. But even if they finish with that record, it'll still be an improvement. And people were going to expect them to be like 3-13 or 4-12. And if they finish 7-9, it'll be a decent season for them. And who knows? It'll bring to my next topic. RG3 might have a bounce back year probably.
So you think that RG3 and his newly formed team in Cleveland will beat expectations?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, RG3 had a really good rookie year. I'm thinking he could probably bounce back from this and have a pretty good year in Cleveland.
What kind of stats do you expect him to put up?
Pretty similar to his rookie season. He had pretty good stats in his rookie season, so I'm hoping that he can bounce back because he's got pretty good potential in the NFL.
Yeah,
All right.
unfortunately, I kind of have to disagree just because of the health problems he's been facing over the past few years. His knees are not the same as he joined the Redskins in his rookie year. I feel like ever since that playoff game against the Seahawks, he's not been the same player, and I don't think he's going to put up the same stats.
All right, so if you don't think RG3 is your sleeper pick, who do you think is a player that will beat expectations this year and be a great NFL talent?
The person I have to go with is probably Blaine Gabbert, just because he's on a pretty weak team, but he showed really promising results in the game against Seattle last year. I saw him play, and he was avoiding the rush. He was making good passes, he was finding open receivers, looked downfield, making good throws.
All right, we'll take us into our last topic, which is your World Series predictions after this halfway mark in the MLB season. Who do you think has the edge and will take home the World Series this year?
I really hate saying this, but I think it's going to be the Giants. And it's just an even year. They have a good chemistry going. A couple of their players are all-stars, and I really think that they have something going. They've picked up a good winning streak heading into the All-Star break. And, yeah.
So you think their depth will really help them?
Yeah.
All right, Chuck, who do you think will be the World Series champion?
I think the Cubs can win the World Series. Their pitching is a little better from last year, and they're going through a slump right now. But it's better to go through your slump in the regular season than during the playoffs, because if you get it out of the way first, because the Cubs went to the NLCS last year, and their team wasn't they have a better team this year, so you can only imagine what they can do this year.
All right, so you think their added talent will help them go past the ALCS and win the ring?
I think so.
All right, thanks for your thoughts, guys. Thanks for tuning in to ESPN First Tank. I'm your host, Brandon, along with Raj and Chuck. See ya.